Sonic Geno, dude.
Spliff Swa says a hippie to do Bippy and Geno just don't stop till he pops.
Geno, don't stop till you pop, my friend. How are you on this fine Tuesday evening?
This is just an amazing Tuesday night, man. Especially like after watching, because during this whole show I was watching NXT because I really am excited for what's happening right now with the whole Worlds Collide event. It's NXT UK is going to become no more of a thing. It's going to be turned into NXT Europe, so all these titles are going to have to change to come here to America. It's going to be exciting.
I have no idea. I didn't know any of this is happening. Also, talk again. It sounded like you were in a freight elevator.
Oh, I do. Hold on. Let me try to see if I can adjust a little bit, like maybe turn that off or on.
Yeah, it sounds like
adjust a little bit.
It sounds like kind of staticky. It sounds like you're moving around a lot. All right, it sounds better now. So yes, I have been not touching NXT UK, NXT at all. I don't like any of the developmental stuff that WWE had that used to be awesome with the black and gold. I even see clips of Mandy Rose and her title run. It seems like something that I would thoroughly be enjoying, and I have no interest in watching it. I don't know why. It seems like something that I would enjoy. But have you been do you even follow that? Do you follow any of the Mandy Rose stuff?
I am, especially right now, since we are having this whole Worlds Collide event where we're going to have a triple threat match with Mandy Rose, Blair Davenport, who previously was Bea Priestley, and the NXT UK Women's Champion. I don't want to mispronounce her name, so I don't want to say her name off the top.
It sounds terrible. What happened? Is it Discord?
I have no idea. It might be Discord. I'll try turning leave and come back and read.
Yeah, maybe come back. It sounds awful. Yeah, that's not exciting. Ooh, that looks cool. So, yeah, poor Geno. I mean, here we are dealing with he was so excited for this. I mean, not to say that I wasn't excited, but today was like when I'm thinking of Tuesdays are my long day at work, and I'm just thinking I've been listening to football podcasts and watching football for 48 hours. There's some baseball headlines I wanted to discuss. And then Geno messages me hey, we could talk about this and this and this. It's I don't know anything that he's referencing. I don't know what these NXT things he's mentioning are. I don't know. I don't know what Worlds Collide is, and he just said it so fast. So I was serious. I was thinking about letting Geno drive tonight. I was let's just let him do it. He knows what he's talking about. Let's have him lead the discussion, and I will just kind of be in the background, just kind of helping out. I thought that would be a good use for me on this one. Geno, it still looks grainy. Hopefully it's not your internet. How do you sound now?
Let's hope it sounds perfectly fine, because I did do the whole sound test. It sounded like it was fine, but I'm not sure if it might be a fucking internet issue now.
Yeah, you're even you're even staticky. There's a weird flash happening on your picture when I'm looking at you in Discord. You're just moving weird. I don't think you're there, dude. See? I don't know. Geno's going.
Yeah, again, I'm going to try to adjust some shit. I'll try to see if maybe signing off of Discord altogether so I'm back into work. So
maybe it will work. I'll spin some plates and we'll tap dance here. So yeah, to give an honest update, me and my love for professional wrestling has taken a bit of a just a sidestep. With football coming, it really has been harder for me to get excited. I was even watching Impact before I got on with Geezy, and Eddie Edwards is going to main event Bound for Glory. Are we sure? Is it too late to change that? I just don't know why in this era that we've kind of it always seems like we're embarking on a new era of Impact Wrestling. It always seems like we're kind of moving to that next level for Impact Wrestling. And then they do something that it's a huge step back. Eddie Edwards in this incarnation, this heel that we've been seeing of Eddie Edwards with Honor No More has been the worst version of Eddie Edwards ever. There's been no reason to want to watch Eddie Edwards wrestle any sort of matches. So now when I'm looking at the main event of the biggest pay-per-view of the year is going to be headlining Bound for Glory, How is Eddie Edwards the person that we're going to choose for that? And in this match we had so I guess we can run down a little bit what I saw on this Impact. But it was Eddie Edwards, Bandito, Rich Swann, Moose, Steve Macklin, and Sami Callihan in a 6-way. Now, when I'm thinking who is Josh Alexander going to fight at the biggest show of the year, in my head, I'm thinking it's a slam dunk that we're going to do Sami Callihan versus Josh Alexander. We've built up Sami as this kind of character who's gotten through some of his rivalries with Moose, And Josh Alexander was in that video package of Sami Callihan's return. So I thought at Bound for Glory, we would just do like babyface versus babyface, technical wrestler versus street fighter. Why? Why are we going Eddie Edwards? Gino, did you watch Impact? You know what happened.
I did watch Impact. I'm not entirely sure why, Eddie. I'm not entirely sure why. This fucking connection seems to be messing up here on Discord. I don't know what the issue is.
Are you hardwired in?
Correct. I'm sadly not. It's all wireless on my end. Up in the room that the fucking modem is up in the upstairs.
Oh, it sounds.
So I'm stuck with Wi-Fi.
All right. Well, yeah. So Eddie Edwards did win this 6-way match, which it's also way too soon to be naming the number one contender for Bound for Glory, in my opinion. Like this pay-per-view.
Super kicked you right in the
Thank you so much, Tom29. Like we're also 2 months away from Bound for Glory. And instead of having like a massive tournament or something that feels huge like a Royal Rumble or a Bound for Glory series, we didn't do that. We just had a 6-man match kind of unannounced. Just, it's good. The match is happening tonight. The number one contender for the biggest pay-per-view of the year. So I'm unsure why that was the decision that they made, because I love Josh Alexander. I'm not the biggest, I think Eddie Edwards stinks. Bandito would have been interesting just because he was a former Ring of Honor world champion. You can kind of tie that in together. Like, oh, well, he was the former champion of another company. Here's his big match at the biggest show of the year. You guys might not know Bandito, but he's respected all over the world. They could even try and sell us. They had Rich Swann talking backstage to Josh Alexander earlier in the night, which also seemed like a good fit. Like, oh, yeah, I haven't really seen Rich do much lately on television. Maybe they've been kind of saving him for a big singles babyface match with Josh Alexander for Bound for Glory. Moose always can go back to that well. They had their rematch. Why not just go to it one more time? Moose and Josh Alexander. Macklin stinks. Sami Callihan. So, I mean, I could see Bandito, Rich Swann, Moose, or Callahan, and they went with Eddie Edwards, who's the worst. So hopefully this means we just get another clean victory for Josh Alexander going into Bound for Glory and leaving Bound for Glory. But I guess I did watch wrestling. I mean, I did watch an episode of Impact. So, some things not a big surprise, like Speedball Mike Bailey beating Chris Bay. Chris Bay is somebody that they had higher hopes for, I feel. Like, he joined the Bullet Club. Like, this is huge for Chris Bay. Gino, it still looks like you're in a painting. Oh, he keeps trying to rejoin, and then he just...
Yeah, so I'm trying to see if I just have no video, if that does any better, but I doubt it is. I mean, it's still fucking up.
It sounds a little better, and then there'll be like a couple... I mean, it just sounds bad. I don't know if it must just be internet.
It must either be that or somehow Discord. I have no idea what the issue is. Why? Because I'm also looking at the connection. It is going down for some reason. I'm not sure why.
They're sucking away all of your energy. Who knows what it is, Gino? Chris Bay, he was supposed to be higher up the card by this point, right?
Yes, but now he's just part of Bullet Club, which is a good improvement to where he was before.
Because even he just lost to Speedball in a title match. Mike Bailey's defending this title, I feel like, every time I see him. And that sounds really cool, but I also am starting to think, like, oh, is he, like, burying the exit? Like, he's beating everyone. There's going to be nobody left for him come Bound for Glory. They need to do some sort of, there's going to be some sort of Ultimate X match, right? Like, there's going to be some way to use 5 to 6 guys that Mike Bailey has already beaten, and you're going to be able to put them all back in a match together, right?
It's either that or we're going to get Josh Alexander versus Mike Bailey because he'll enact Option C because they're both Canadians. So we'll have the two Canadians fight again because of Option C, like we had at last year's anniversary with Josh Alexander and Christian Cage.
Yeah, and I like the way they did that. I thought it went really well. And yeah, Mike Bailey's from Quebec, which is kind of Canada, but it's French Canada. It's a whole different world over there. So, Gino, that's been my big wrestling, is just Impact Wrestling. Like, I watched that episode today. I thought that was great. I even liked Heath. Heath, even though he's like kind of fat now, I just looked at it like, you know what? He's just bulking. It's bulking season, bro. He's just trying to put on some more mass. It doesn't matter if it's fat or muscle. He does look like a little bit more of a fighter at this point. So this was a good show. I'm excited to see where this goes. Gino, they're going to be in Dallas this week. Did you know that?
I did know that. I did give you the information because there is going to be a great meet and greet that weekend where you could get the chance to meet our favorite, the most professional wrestler, face to face.
I really am not a meet and greet guy. I have no interest in like shaking a wrestler's hand. Like, I love what you do. Like, I just can't do it, Gino. It just makes me feel inferior. Like I was 2 feet away from Carlito when I went to that show where Bloodhunter almost killed that guy. And I just had no interest in even saying hi to him. I was like, whatever. He's fucking. You want me to pay $10 to shake your hand? I'm not giving in. I'm not doing it, Gino.
But he deserves it. We know the greatest wrestler, the most professional wrestler, deserves everything. We know Brian Myers is the best.
Well, I'll go talk to him, but I don't need it to be like, hey, I waited in line to say, hey. Like I don't want to do that. I met Dolph Ziggler at a bar. Like I'd rather do that. Like, hey, Dolph, great show at SummerSlam tonight. Hey, thanks, man. Like I'm into that. I don't need to wait in line. They go, hey, Brian. I don't want a picture or nothing. Just wanted a fist bump. Thank you for all that you do.
Yes, thank him for trading VSK, Max Caster, MJF, and Chris Statlander, the best parts of Create a Pro.
The Lone Star Stampede, Gino. The 26th. That's 3 days away. I was going to say this Friday. This Friday. It's at the Factory. I know exactly where that is. It's in a very bad part of Dallas. How much are tickets? I'm not going to the meet and greet, but maybe I'll go to the show. I mean, if it's $20, we should go.
Like if it's $20 for one night, like 35, 40 for both nights, perfect, I think.
It's a double nighter, huh? I got to go to both nights?
I think you should, man. You should see the tapings because, again, you're going to have like the show that probably is going to be their monthly event, and then they have their tapings right that Saturday.
What's Golden Circle? It says there's 2 tickets available. It's either Golden Circle or general admission floor seat. What's Golden Circle? Is that, do I get to hang out with Taya Valkyrie?
It's a good question. I don't know if that might be included in the meet and greet. We got to figure out what this Golden Circle is.
Dude, I might be going to this. I got to go to this thing. So in Dallas, Deep Ellum. It's on Friday, though. I kind of have plans, Gino. I don't think I can make it.
You could make the second event, then the Saturday night show.
I have plans then, too. Probably have a dinner party or something. There's always something, you know. I'm going to go ahead and delete your video since you're not on screen tonight. Yeah, I don't know. Look, what does Golden Circle mean? It's $43. Why is it more money than the general admission? And why isn't it described on this map of the seats? Like, it doesn't say. Is Golden Circle, like, in this area? Am I going to be on TV if I'm in the Golden Circle?
That, I guess, would make sense. You're right in the camera feed, so we could see. Maybe if we continue onward after you do select the Golden Circle, we could see what happens.
I don't know. Oh, just click it and see where it goes. Continue. Golden Circle. Just hang on. 30 parking. Reserved parking. Okay, got parking. Check out. Download the app. Okay, download the app. I got it. I'll continue. Sign in. Create an account. Seat view. Let's click that. Gino, it doesn't tell me what the fucking Golden Circle is. Is it a secret?
It must be a secret. It's either a secret or it's a golden circle of people that get to be a part of both meet and greets for that day.
I don't need to meet anybody. I don't need to do any meet and greets. I have no interest in shaking Giselle Shaw's hand. Be like, oh my God, so cool. Gino, I'm not one of those people. I met Mick Foley, all right? I didn't have to pay for it. He was like, hey, I'm selling shirts for charity. You can buy those. And I was like, I'm just going to shake your hand anyway.
Says golden shower tickets.
That could be what it is for all we know. We don't know what happens. We don't know if the golden circle means meet and greet or something more. We got to figure this out one day.
One day. Gino, what's going on with you, man? You seem upset. What's happening in your life? Is everything all right?
Everything's good. The issue I'm having is why the fuck Discord or my internet's so bad right now. That's my thing that I'm upset about because I have no control over it. I can't do shit about it.
You can, Gino. You can get an Ethernet cable that runs to your bedroom. Like, why don't you have one?
Yes, my entire family would be loving that there's an Ethernet cable, either a drilled hole into our walls, into the ceiling of this basement, up to the upstairs area, or all the way down from the stairway to this room. They would love that. They'd be so happy for this idea.
Are you being sarcastic? Why would that really be that much of an inconvenience? Like, oh no, there's a cord. Oh, they wouldn't fucking care.
They would be somewhat concerned, especially again the idea if we do the whole hole through this wall.
Well, don't do the hole. I never said that. I said just get an extension cord or get an Ethernet cable and plug it in.
Okay, with how far again my room is from the room that has the modem in it, would be difficult to find such a long cable, I believe.
Other option, Gino, get your own place, dude. Maybe this is the motivation. Get an apartment, get your own Ethernet. That'd be fantastic. You ever thought about that one?
I've debated on that, especially because I do need to get a job soon, and that's what I'm still looking for and apply to.
Why do you need to get one?
I just realized I need actual income, and that's all. The reason why I need a job is just so I have actual proper income. That's
it. Hit
that's
you,
all I care
huh?
about right
It
now.
hit you that you needed to get it. Like it finally was like, you know what? I'm just spinning the wheels, man. I'm not doing shit. It's time to get a job, and now you're like ready, huh?
I'm at least ready to get some form of passive income, even if it's like part-time work. I'm willing to do that shit.
What's passive income, Gino? What does that mean? We gonna invest?
That's what I was debating on as well. Investing, like having a part-time job, then investing and trying to actually make passive income while also working a part-time job.
Yeah, I don't know if you need passive income, dude. I think you need income and then save that. You don't need to necessarily like open up a side business. Like I have money in crypto, which is gaining interest every day, but that's passive income. I still use my income to like pay out my bills. So Gino, it looks like if I get 2 tickets and go to both nights, it's only $130 to go to this show. Now, the more I'm saying this out loud, who's going to go with me? Nobody wants to go to Impact with me. Am I going to ride solo to Impact Wrestling?
You might ride solo, but I have a feeling that I'm sure you'd find someone. If I was there, I would love to go with you, man. But I'm broke. Like I said, that's another reason for needing income, so I could show up and be at events with you and with Kevin and shit. Just enjoy our time together.
Kevin and I went to SummerSlam together. We had so much fun, Gino. We had so much fun at SummerSlam 2013. When Randy Orton cashed in Money in the Bank, I was so fucking excited. Everybody was pissed, but I was grinning like ear to ear. Like my guy did it. I got to go to a SummerSlam where the Viper won. It was so exciting, Gino. Like what a moment for me personally. You know, like that's what people don't really remember is that SummerSlam was about me. I know that Kevin and Danny were meeting in person, and I know that Mario Saucedo was there, and it was such Joey Long was there. Such a fun little TWFS meetup. But it was about me watching my guy, the Viper, win the championship.
Hell yeah, it was a big moment for Randy finally win that championship one more time, and then he would win it one more time after that in the big feud that I was really excited for. The big championship win for Randy.
Randy rules. Is he back yet? I didn't watch Raw. Don't spoil it for me. You know, Impact Wrestling's dead. Why is Eddie Edwards in the main event?
Because we need to push Honor No More, because they're also going to have a tag team title match at Bound for Glory, because I don't think that's going to be at the Stampede show. They did also announce some matches at that Stampede show, and I'm actually kind of excited for some of those matches.
Yeah, I don't have the matches in front of me. Let me hit this more info button on their own website. Click here for the schedule. Nope, doesn't have it there. I will find the card. Or you have the card, right?
It's on their Twitter feed. They've announced multiple matches. Like Machine Guns have like a few matches they're going to be fighting, which I'm actually really excited.
Oh my gosh, Twitter feed, he says. I got to go to the. I hate going on Twitter. And you're always telling me things are on Twitter. I'm just not that guy. Lisa Marie Varon just retweeted something and said unedited. That's fun. Let's see. Impact Wrestling. Let's see if I'm blocked. It looks like I'm back, Gino. Okay. So let's see what we got. Look at this fucking graphic they have pinned. They're excited. They're excited.
Everyone should be excited. It's Eddie Edwards finally getting a world championship match once more. This is going to be the match that Josh Alexander gets to give us an all-star classic and push Eddie Edwards into a great match one more time.
Why is Eddie Edwards in the main event? He sucks. He's the worst.
Because he was great one day long ago, it feels like to us, but we know he's great.
No, we don't. One of us knows he's great. I don't know he's great. I've never seen him be great. I've seen him be good in a tag team, but this Eddie Edwards that I'm seeing now has no chance of being great unless he puts regular clothes back on and loses 20 pounds.
I guess that's true, but when we remembered when he was great was when he had that feud with his boy Davey Richards, when Davey Richards turned on it, when they were choking him out. That was the big moment. We will always remember.
So he sucks. What the fuck? I don't want to watch a main event of pay-per-view. All right, so here's what you're saying is the card. Friday, August 26th at the Factory. The Good Brothers are taking on the OGKs. Are the belts on the line? Okay, the belts are on the line. The Good Brothers, they're going to win.
I do agree that the Good Brothers will win again, but I would love for the OGK to finally win the tag team.
You hate Mike Bennett.
Them deserve it. Mike Bennett's growing on me because of it's still the OGK, even though, again, the real Kingdom, Adam Cole was the better part of it. But this is good. I like that Matt Taven is he is pushing Mike Bennett to be the better star, even though Matt Taven is the real star of the team.
Mike Bennett's already been a star, bro. You keep forgetting that. This guy has fucking been to the top of the mountain, 205 Live. Matt Taven's greatest match was in a gym with Vincent. Yeah, and you said this match they might run this back at Bound for Glory. Like, we're so far from Bound for Glory. It seems kind of weird to be predicting, like, oh, well, this is like we have 2 months. We have another pay-per-view in between now and Bound for Glory. We have what is it? Victory Road. Like, we have another, or was it Against All Odds? What do we have next?
I believe we have this, and then there's
Victory Road. We got a Victory Road, which is only like 2 weeks before Bound for Glory. So, interesting calendar math. But I don't know. This match looks awesome, but it kind of felt like if they were trying to build stuff for Bound for Glory, this is what they were building to, and they're doing it here in Dallas.
It's going to be a big moment there for Dallas, and hopefully that's going to be a good match. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be a good match.
I don't hope it's going to be good.
Match.
It's going to roll.
Good brothers could not have a bad match. I know Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, they have great matches, no matter who they fight.
His name is Doc Gallows, all right? He's the big LG Doc Gallows. He can't use Luke Gallows anymore. Vince owns that. Tiana versus Masha. Are you excited?
I actually am. I've grown to be a big fan of Masha Slamovich. Again, she did well in NWA, but she's doing a lot of good now in Impact with her whole killer gimmick that she just has Polaroids, gives them the picture, and then she kills them the next week. So I'm really excited to see what Masha does to get to the World Women's Championship.
They got Tiana with the belt here. She's not the champion. She thought Jordan was the champ.
She's the tag team champ with Chelsea.
Oh, that's a different belt. Okay, they look very similar. Let's see. Oh, the Guns. Oh, I hate Aussie Open, but okay, they're going to be there though. Maybe I'll like it if I see them live. If I go see Aussie Open, the NJPW Strong Tag Team Champions, maybe they'll grow on me. Hopefully, they lose to my boys, the Motor City Machine Guns.
That's what I'm saying. Is like if you were there live, you're going to see how good Aussie Open are, and the Machine Guns will push them to a great match. You'll just be able to see these guys are good. Just like we're going to hopefully see how good they are teaming with Will Ospreay in the Trios tournament.
I'm going to boo the fuck out of those guys. They suck, Let's see. Good Brothers and this is the next night. So okay, they're good now. The Good Brothers and the Guns titles aren't on the line. Is this foreshadowing?
This could be foreshadowing. That's the thing. It either could be that they're telling you, oh, they might lose, or it could be like they're just not having a non-title match because it could be the Guns versus big Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson at
Doc Gallows. Get it right. It's Doc Gallows, right? And then they are doing meet and greets. I have no interest, dude. I'm not a meet and greet guy. I don't want to pay money to get a picture taken with a wrestler. No offense, Geno. It feels degrading. I don't know. It feels degrading for all parts.
I guess I could see that perspective, but at the same time, it's a big moment that you won't be able to take back. Have a moment where you get to see them. Yeah, you could have it like a random occurrence, then that's even more special. But to know you get to have this moment and save it for the rest of your life. Like I got to be face to face and right next to the Deathmatch King. You could do the same with the most professional wrestler in the world.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'll run into him at like a Subway or something, and that would be a bigger deal than having this paid for interaction with him, I have no interest in that. I would want to, I would, it just doesn't feel organic. It feels forced. I don't know. That part is just not in me as a wrestling fan anymore to line up and meet The Rock, I probably would have done that when I was a kid, but now that I'm a little older, it just feels weird. Brian, oh my gosh, I love your podcast. I love you. No, that's true. I was like, Brian, you're the most professional wrestler, and I say that a lot. It makes me laugh, but I don't want to wait in line for a picture with him.
I completely understand, but something that you would be happy about again with Brian Myers going back to him being the most professional wrestler. One of his students from the Learning Tree made his debut in AEW. BSK, he's now Jervis. He is a butler for the Truthbusters.
Oh, that all sounds terrible. Do you like this Truthbuster thing or what?
I really am a fan of the whole Truthbuster, the whole Arya now having all this money because of the trust fund, and now he's using this money for this group and being called the Trust Fund Busters, Trust Busters. That's nice. Slim J is really good. Parker Boudreaux, I'm really hopeful that he can become the star he should have been in NXT. And Sunny Kiss, I don't mind, like, she's a part of the group, too.
Look at Giselle. Giselle used to be a guy. Isn't that weird?
It is weird knowing that we all see her as feminine and she is, because she wants to be presented that way. And that's how we will see her as a woman. That's what we've accepted here in 2022. We need to move on and realize that she is a woman. She was no longer a man. She is dead. The man is dead.
What if you get into a serious relationship with her and then you want to have kids?
We could discuss having... Adoption is very important. We have a lot of kids in foster homes that don't get treated the way they should be treated. So again, foster care is very important.
All right, so that's how you're living, right? You're just taking it like that. All right, cool. Foster them. Like, you won't be upset at all that you won't be able to pass down your seed to another human being.
I'm be accepting that and realize that this is even more special, more important, because some people don't get to the right homes and they're just treated very badly in foster care. Going home to home.
Not all. My wife was in foster care.
It's nice that she was one of the lucky few that had like a really nice...
How do you know they're the lucky few? Why do you just say that? Is that just a fact?
I just know there are some that are like in a bad situation sometimes, and I've met some people who told me about their bad experiences going from home to home.
Were you banging him, Geno, and that weird thing you did?
I may or may not have had some form of relationship with them more than just friendship, yes.
All right, Geno, I didn't watch wrestling, so you know what? Let's let you drive a little bit. I think this will be fun. I think you can kind of drive a little bit. Your audio sounds terrible, but... I mean, we got some time. Let's run through whatever's on Geno's mind in the world of professional wrestling. I'll let you lead. I don't think I ever let you do this. I normally ask you a question and then you just go off topic, but now there is no off topic. I want you to be the topic, Geno. Walk me where you want to walk me. Let's go.
Well, the big thing I do want to talk to you about, I don't want to spoil Raw for you since you haven't watched it, even though part of me wants to tell you one big moment.
You could spoil it.
Okay. Someone came back that we have been waiting for, and we knew he would come back. But the best part is, again, he came back this week when AEW is going to be in Cleveland, in his hometown. Johnny Gargano came back.
Oh, he was on Raw last night.
Yes, he was on Raw, and we got to have a nice big special moment with Austin Theory, so the father and son got to be face-to-face one more time. And Theory was trying to be a dick, be like, you can now ride my coattails. You could be following me and supporting me like you were doing before. Since I'm now a champion, I'm following and having your dream you wish you had. And then Austin Theory gets kicked in the head because Austin wanted to do the whole high five thing, and Johnny kicked him in the face. It was nice.
It was nice.
Big moment we got to see on Raw.
Is that how you would have brought him back? Do you think it's a good idea to have him come back and work with Theory immediately? Like, for the inside marks, like you and I, like we know that. Or would you have tried to use him in a different way? Because like a guy like Ciampa, we pretend like NXT doesn't exist. And then with a guy like Gargano, here we are immediately putting him back in with his old pal Theory.
Well, since you did bring up Ciampa, we'll go quickly this really quick. Right before that, we had a match with The Miz and Ciampa against AJ and Bobby Lashley. And we were doing the whole stuff before with the whole Dexter Lumis is around. What's Dexter going to do? And Dexter, during this match, kidnapped The Miz. So again, this could be slowly teasing and setting up for like Ciampa could be free now. He doesn't need to be with The Miz, and he could go on his own, or he's going to try to save The Miz from Dexter. So again, we're going to maybe have some character change with Ciampa finally.
Yeah, because him with The Miz is like completely opposite of what I would do if I was fantasy booking Ciampa on the main roster. Like, there's no way this guy who was like Daddy's Home.
You right in the face.
Thank you so much, Duke of Earl, for the follow. Like, there's no way that I would have, like, Tommaso Ciampa, who's, like, king of the indies for many years in Ring of Honor, shows up in WWE and is, like, having kick-ass matches, and this character is, like, grizzled, and he's, like, almost scary. Like, it all writes itself. So why would we then go into, okay, we're going to paint you green and make you completely just different. They ruined it.
They did, but at the same time, they were trying to go back with Ciampa now, especially like when they first brought him up, he had his whole beard was colored in. He doesn't have the gray. Now he has the gray still. He's still like perfectly clean shaven top of it. So he's still Ciampa, but he is like with The Miz, and hopefully we are going to get some change with this. But I would say, like, going back to the first topic, I do feel like we need to push Theory and have a big moment for him. So having him face his dad and having a program with Daddy Johnny, I think it'd be a good idea. Having Johnny maybe get the first match victory over Austin, but then Austin get like 2 wins over, so his Theory still looks strong afterwards while he does get ready for Mania. and getting to cash in Mania.
But that all sounds terrible though. So you're still on the train. You're still of the mindset that Theory waits until Mania to cash this thing in. And do you still think he gets it from Roman? Because as funny as Theory can be, like what a weird waste of Roman Reigns' title reign feels like it's more important than the Undertaker's streak at this point. So if we lose that to, we got to make Theory look good. I don't know. That seems like many steps backwards.
What I'm saying, what I can see for WrestleMania is this. Cody wins the Rumble. Cody main events with Roman and beats Roman. He gets this moment. He's like idolizing and reflecting on his dad. And his dad won the championship even though he didn't win it. And then Austin cashes in and basically copies what Dusty did. Even though Cody actually did legitimately win the title, he only won it for like 10 seconds for Austin to cash in and take it from him.
Yeah. Sweet. So, I don't know. That trying to book that far ahead with Austin Theory is just not working for me. I think Austin Theory won that Money in the Bank for the pop. It was a good heel move. Like everybody hates that fucking guy now. I hate that guy. But I do think they should be burying him a little bit more because when he does cash in, it will be a big surprise. So have him lose to Gargano, have him take some time off. Who knows? But him versus Dolph Ziggler in the main event, I don't think worked. Did you think that worked a few weeks ago when they did that? Like, are you seeing Theory as a legitimate main eventer? Like, you can put him on posters and shit.
I can see that very soon because, again, he's having good matches. Dolph Ziggler especially is having great matches now. He had a great match with Chad Gable, then that week after with Austin Theory, then this week against Finn was a really good match. Not as good as Chad Gable's match he had later last night, but it was still a good match because Dolph is still proving that he is a great worker.
Swa says my theory is he's a jobber.
He's not a jobber. He's portrayed like that because he's still a goofy character because he always will be a goofball ever since the way where he actually got to be able to make a character and be a character. And that's always what Theory will be, is that goofy character. Even when he was Vince's handpicked protege, he still was Austin Theory, even though he's Theory now.
So, but I'm looking at Roman Reigns and I'm looking at Austin Theory, and if we're going to crown Theory as the next guy, I think we're really far from that. Like, he can be one of the champions, like in a world where we had two champions, but we're even predicting that there's just one champion forever now. Like, that's kind of what we're thinking, is that we're down to a solo champion, and he's not going to be on Raw or SmackDown, but that'll force the United States and the Intercontinental titles to mean more. But if you then take Theory and make him the overall umbrella champion of WWE, I don't know, I just feel like he sucks.
He may suck right now. Again, that's the whole thing. It's still long term from now. I feel it's either Mania or Raw after Mania is when he will cash in, and that will actually be a big moment for him to finally have. So we have this, and that's going to be fine and well, and Theory gets this moment. But what I'm also excited about, again, is Gargano, what he does. Because his big problem when he came back just last night, he said he wants the U.S. title, the IC title, and the WWE title. So he could be on that progression and be mid-card champion, and then get that WrestleMania moment where he wins the title eventually in a year or two. Gargano, I know, can get there eventually, but Theory, I guess they just want to push him for this year and then see if he can actually be staying as champion and stay as a main eventer after he wins it.
Well, in Gargano, I mean, much smaller than Theory and much smaller than a lot of the guys on the roster. Like, he is a little guy. You know, he's less than 200 pounds, I'm assuming. So, having him, I don't think I could see him either being someone that can legitimately challenge Roman Reigns. You know what I mean? There's going to be a niche market for him, but I don't think I don't know if his ceiling is going to be. I just don't see WWE Championship run in this current WWE. Because even when he was NXT champion, all the matches were him, Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa. It was all guys that were less than 200 pounds.
I mean, even Andrade, I think at the time was a little bit over 200, but he had that was the first 5-star match WWE had in years, and still is one of my favorite matches. So that's a big thing. It's he always had people that were his scale or slightly above, like Andrade. So that's what we'll see where the title goes and who does dethrone Roman, which most likely will be Cody.
When you say it's a 5-star match, what is that? Does that mean Meltzer gave it 5?
Dave Meltzer gave that match 5 stars. That was one of the only big matches WWE had in recent memory that actually had 5 stars. Besides Cody, that he just finally got 5 stars.
What did he give Cody 5 stars for?
Hell in a Cell.
That wasn't a 5-star. I mean, that was a great match, but that's not 5. Austin and Brett was 5 stars. I don't know if I can give Cody and Rollins 5. That's not fair. We're basing 5-star matches on something that's super subjective. You know, like even Gargano versus Andrade, which was a great match. Like, was it better than Gargano and Cole? Like, they had some good matches too. Was it better than Andrade and Flair versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett? Like, I don't think so. So that's weird to just throw that in there. Like, well, it's a 5-star match because one guy said so.
Everyone listens to Dave Meltzer. He is the wrestling observer. We are all sports entertainment watchers compared to him.
I don't know, Geno. I don't like when you do things like that. Keep driving, Geno. This is your show. What else you got?
Yes, the other thing we got going on, again, I did message you this, the whole schedule we do have next week of all the wrestling we have. We have Raw, then again NXT, Dynamite, Impact, SmackDown, Rampage, then Clash at the Castle. That's Saturday night. Then Sunday, we have Worlds Collide and All Out. We have a big jam-packed weekend of wrestling, entire week of wrestling. Smorgasbord of wrestling, as Kenny Omega said.
So what is not Clash? What's the other one you're saying? Clash of the Worlds? What's it called?
Worlds Collide is NXT and NXT UK having this big moment where they're defending all their championships, both sides, because we are going to have NXT Europe, and we're having like Blair Davenport, who could be going to NXT Europe as the undisputed NXT champion, whatever they're going to call themselves as women. And we also decided for some reason, which was weird to me, that Tyler Bate is the UK champion, even though they're doing a tournament right now on NXT UK that is not finished. And he didn't even have his first round when he came out with the NXT UK title on NXT. So they spoiled an entire tournament because they're wanting to finish this up and set up for NXT Europe.
Well, maybe were all the matches, like, was everything announced? Like, did Meltzer leak the results or what?
We have not the tournament was not announced. For some reason, last week they had Tyler Bate come out on NXT with the NXT UK Championship because we're going to be having Tyler Bate fight Braun Breaker at Worlds Collide, champion versus champion title for title.
Do you watch NXT UK? Like, do you know everything that's going on?
I was caught up thanks to Twitter telling me what's happening because I did not watch it. And then I did watch the match that did get like the show that week. And so, this is Tyler Bates' first round in the tournament. Then it's finally happening. So we know who wins. So you could easily make bets on who's going to win the tournament, even though we all know.
All right. Well, then, yeah, who cares? Like, it doesn't matter. So no one was watching it anyway. You saw it on Twitter, so it wasn't like a big deal. This is like when you and I started watching Ring of Honor, like the night it died. Well, we got to watch it. It's going away. Like, that's the same thing's happening right now with NXT UK. So it doesn't really matter. So Braun Breaker, Tyler Bate, that's a match that's happening. So what else? What am I missing? Is this a big deal? Why do I feel like I don't care?
Well, it's because you don't really care too much about NXT UK, and they didn't announce a lot of matches yet. We only have that match in the triple threat.
I don't care about NXT. Like, I don't like NXT is ruined. Like, Mandy Rose, like I said, I should be interested. It seems like something is awesome. Like, I want to be watching Mandy Rose's title reign, but then you put on the show and it's awful. It's really bad. So when you tell me, NXT UK is combining with NXT 2.0, like two things you don't really watch, and there's not really any reason to give a shit, it kind of doesn't move the needle for me at all.
It may not move the needle as much for you, but it is like this big change. And having NXT UK will be no more. We're just going to have NXT Europe. We're going to see where that goes, especially with all the releases we had of NXT UK talent just last week as well, just to thin that roster because we're finally making cuts to NXT UK.
Well, yeah, they really did leave that kind of on its own throughout the entire pandemic, and I don't know, like, is that its own company? Like, I thought Triple H was overseeing it just as well. I didn't think, I don't know, NXT UK is such its own beast. So I don't know, and I watched a few episodes of it. I was in it for a while there. I remember Ilya Dragunov when he won the belt. That was a huge deal. They had such a great match. I liked A-Kid, and Tyler Bate. They had a pretty good match for the Heritage Cup. But if NXT UK goes away and no one's around to see it, it doesn't make a sound. Like, you're talking to a guy who one day went to turn on Saturday Morning Slam and it wasn't there anymore. You're talking to a guy who used to watch Heat, Velocity, and those shows aren't there anymore. So I've watched plenty of wrestling shows that don't exist anymore. I watched WCW, now it's gone. So I don't know. NXT UK is going away. It doesn't feel as big as WCW. It doesn't feel as big as Saturday Morning Slam. Doesn't feel as big as a lot of the game show NXT. Doesn't feel as big.
And I could agree with that. Doesn't feel as big or as special, but that's why I think Worlds Collide at least will be a nice event so people could see these talents that they probably didn't watch that much. Tyler Bate, again, this one chick, I don't want to mispronounce her name, so the current NXT UK Women's Champion, she's really good. And Blair Davenport and Mandy Rose, I think that triple threat match is going to be really good, especially because I'm a big fan of Blair, because Bea Priestley was the best, and AEW didn't know what the fuck to do with her. With the whole visa issues, they didn't want to pay her for shit. It was sad.
She wasn't the best. I mean, she was fine. I mean, she was on a battle royal, right? I mean, they didn't really know what to do.
Yes, that was her only match they had with her, and then they didn't know what to do with her, even though she's one of the best women.
Her name is Satomura. You don't know Maiko Satomura?
Yes, Maiko Satomura. That's how I pronounce it. I forgot how to pronounce her name again. I don't like butchering names. So that's my issue. I wanted to not mispronounce.
So you'd rather just not even acknowledge her at all? Maiko's going to win. Are you fucking kidding me? What's wrong with you?
She could win, but I do feel like with this match, Mandy is going to eat the pin, and it's going to be Bea Priestley that wins.
And you think Mandy's going back to the main roster or what?
She might, especially because the whole issue that Gigi Dolan got injured apparently during that match she had. So now Toxic Attraction's out, and now we have to find out who's going to be in the semifinals by having a final chance fatal four-way match, and then they're going to face Raquel and Aaliyah and Raquel are going to win.
Hell yeah, dude.
So we're going to see what happens with Mandy. I mean, I wouldn't mind her coming to main roster, but I don't know if they would probably keep her in this gimmick. So yeah, Mandy on main roster, I think right now would be perfect.
She's
and
awesome.
Her and Sonya could come back together to Mandy's Donuts.
I don't need her with Sonya. I need her doing exactly what she's doing right now, just on a show that I watch more, not NXT UK. So we can figure out how to make that work. I really like her character. I like how she looks. But yeah, I don't know. The show kind of sucks, so I don't watch it. So I'm okay with that. So yeah, NXT UK when Worlds Collide. That'll be a fun show that I will not watch. All Out is next week. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. All Out's going to be that same weekend after Worlds Collide or at the same time, which I'm going to be watching no matter what because they're both going to be good wrestling events. And the one thing, again, we're like 1 week away from All Out, and the only match we know for sure is the Trios title match finals is going to be there. That's it.
Yes, and we're also going to do the Pinnacle, Wardlow and FTR. They're taking on the Lethal Connection. That'll be fun. Thunderstorm, they're going to implode. Oh, dude, it's going to be fantastic. They are waiting a little bit too long to book this thing, right? Normally, AEW is really good at having like their 10-match cards announced like in advance, and right now they're really letting this thing go down to the wire. I don't understand that. And even in the chat, Dakota Guy says, why does AEW rush their pay-per-view cards? I would almost argue it's the other way. But they do build their television show really well. And maybe that's what's happening here is like they were, no, we're going Mox and Punk on TV for free. And that could just be a sign of we're trying to get a ratings cash in because football's not on the 4th. Like this is their last weekend to not compete with the NFL for a while. So why not put everything on this All Out show unless you're going to have some sort of a shenanigan-filled finish on TV. But maybe this episode of Dynamite, they're going to run down the whole fucking thing because like what's not on here? Like Jungle Boy and Christian's going to be on here. But like there's other things that have been in the works. Like isn't Jade in the middle of something with Ember Moon? Like that'll probably be on here. There's several feuds that have to come to a head at some point. It might as well be here.
True, and that's why I'm kind of looking forward to that main event or the start of the show, whichever they're going to do for that AEW title match, because it's either going to be people's idea of it being Hangman gets involved or MJF because these two loser former WWE stars are fighting for the AEW title, and MJF's last promo was talking about all this shit that Tony Khan's been doing, and all that was a work. That I do still believe MJF's whole thing was a work to this day.
I think so too. I mean, you wouldn't let him go out on TV and do all that. It's your show, you're in control. It's not like he ran out there with a microphone screaming, "Bring back Kevin Steen! Bring back Kevin Steen!" Like he didn't do that. Like it was legit, like part of the show. You fucking mark all. We got our finger on the button. Like everything about it just screamed this is fake to me. So although it was a fun promo, there was no part of me thought, well, this is clearly like, oh, I can't believe MJF just did that. He went so off script. Like, no, he's on vacation. He's probably enjoying himself. I don't follow him on Instagram, so I'm assuming he's been posting vacation photos this whole time. Because, like, what else is in the works? Like, Miro's in the middle of something, isn't he? Didn't somebody touch him?
We had what was her Julia Hart, because the whole House of Black, and he called her a pagan, and she does not want her pagan blood anywhere close to her, because he is trying to fight God and take God's kingdom, because he wants to be just like God, or whatever the fuck. I don't understand. He wants to evict God, was one of his bro.
He's the Redeemer. He's doing all this for God. He's wondering what his God wants him to do next, and that's to beat the shit out of Julia Hart. So he's feuding with the House of Black. That's a lot of fun. They'll fix this card. It'll be all announced. When is the show? Tomorrow night? So much shit's going to be happening. So, yeah, a lot of people in the chat. MJF will be back tomorrow. Yeah, it could be. It could be they're bringing him back for All Out. Maybe it's going to be him versus Fatal 4-Way for All Out. Hangman, MJF, Punk, and Mox.
I think Fatal 4-Way, or I'm thinking part of me is like, hey, MJF helps Punk win. And then we're just have like Punk gets pissed off and MJF just beats the fuck out of Punk after the match when Punk wins. And we just have Punk MJF 3, which is what we're looking for. Or 4, technically, because the match was reset. So that was technically a second win. So match 3/4.
I don't want a rematch for my pay-per-view. Like, that's why I thought Mox Punk was a great, like, okay, interim title, let's go. Like, they're going to crown the new champ at the pay-per-view. It all fits so perfectly. I love that they're doing a match on free TV. I just hope it doesn't end in shenanigans. I hope Mox beats him clean, and that sets up Mox versus Matt Cardona at the pay-per-view. Like, I just think that's the obvious thing that we should do, and for some reason we're not doing it. Maybe Nick Gage can get involved. Like, there's plenty of things we can do to fix this up. I was watching the most recent Botchamania, Geno. Lots of GCW on it.
Yes, there were some botches, especially in their most recent event. I know it's a shame, especially the referee spot, because the Briscoes win the tag titles, but the one dude didn't fucking put his shoulder down.
Yeah, he was like laying on his hip. The referee just counted. Yep, it's in. And even the referee or the announcer was like, "What? Did he pin him? No, he pinned him." Like, they didn't know what to do.
Yeah, Kevin Gill and Dave Prazak are like the best commentators, because they will like call out some shit if they especially see it. Cause, like, especially Kevin Gill, he doesn't mind like talking shit when he sees.
And then Clash at the Castle is also next weekend. Now you're more of a indie mark. You're probably more excited for AEW, but I don't know. I'm kind of excited for this Roman Reigns Drew match. Like, I know that we were just talking about Theory. Like, if there was a time to get the belt off of Roman, maybe he does have some movies to shoot or whatever. You can make an argument like foreign country. Drew McIntyre in the UK wins a big title match against Roman Reigns. You can see that happening, but you can also see the Usos just costing Drew the match.
True, but what I'm hoping for, because it's being a big moment in Wales, and we have Drew McIntyre having this big match, he comes out for the first time in all these years, Broken Dreams, but it's not going to happen. But my hopes is we get Broken Dreams for at least one night, even if it interludes into his fucking current theme song. Broken Dreams needs to be played so people can cheer and have that big moment for Drew. Hopefully think that he's going to win, but he loses even with a special entrance with Broken Dreams.
Which one's Broken Dreams? That's just the ink splotch? Like the...
Yeah, that's the ink splotch. Same thong said he had the whole thing, do slow beat, and it can interlude into his current theme. At the very least, they could do that, but I doubt they will. But I hope they have that, and I hope Sheamus gets written in my face, but he's not.
Why do you hope that? I don't. What do you mean? What am I missing?
Just as a nice callback and have like a big moment, because we have them both in these big title matches. They're in Wales. They're in the UK. We get this big pop and make people think like they're gonna win. They're gonna be champions because they get this big special entrance with elaborate entrance with their old classic theme songs that people love, and then they lose. We have Gunther beats the fuck out of Sheamus. Rome beats the fuck out of Drew. No one with a special entrance gets to win.
Why would we? Where did this come from? Is this a rumor? Like, why did you say everything you just said right now?
I just have really high hopes because I want to feel disappointed when I watch this show.
But why do you? So wait, where did this come from? Your brain. So you want the old theme songs? Just like, did somebody say they were doing that, or did you just kind of like, dude, that would be epic? Like, I don't get it. Like, where did it come from?
The first thing that it came for was that Drew actually sent out a tweet with the poster, and he put the lyrics from the song in the fucking tweet.
Okay. I was like, Gino, where the fuck are you getting this from? Like, Triple H, he's been coming out to this Motorhead shit for years. I think he's going to come out to my time. I really think he's going to come out to my time. It's been long enough. He's got to come out to my time. Like, I've never cared. Like, I don't care what intro they come out to. Most of the time I'm doing dishes while the shit's on anyways. So, okay, I'm with you again, Gino. I hope that Roman Reigns comes out to the Shield song, and I hope that Drew comes out to the Broken Dream song. That's going to be fun. I think Roman's going to win, but I wouldn't be mad if Drew won. I thought that would be fun. I think that would be fun. But I don't know. It's a pretty nice little card. We're getting our Riddle versus Rollins match. That'll be great. And then Gunther and Sheamus. That's going to be kick ass. How red is Sheamus's chest going to be?
That's a really good question, but I wonder how red Gunther's chest is going to be, because they're both going to be hard hit. That's what I'm really fucking psyched out to see. It's just how bloody their fucking chest could get. It's going to be great.
Oh, bloodiest chest in wrestling. But all right, Gino, I let you drive for the hour. What else? Before we ride off into that glorious sunset, we've talked Clash at the Castle. We've talked When Worlds Collide. We've talked All Out. What else is happening in the wrestling stratosphere that you have your hand on?
The biggest thing that I have my hand on that I'm just excited for, since you did bring up Nick Gage earlier, we will be getting eventually at a date and time of Mox's choosing. We will have Mox versus Gage, title versus career. So Mox is finally going to fucking lose the GCW title. His part-timing ass will be gone, and we can have Nick Gage, the full-time GCW wrestler, back as champion.
Why is he so part-time? Like that is kind of fascinating. That Mox. I mean, it seemed like when he showed up there, he was going to be participating very regularly, and was it the alcohol? Like, what happened to make him just completely go away?
I have no idea. Again, like, part of it was the rehab. He did win the title during his rehab, and then he came back, and he was still champion. And so then we had this moment, and now Mox is like only occasionally, only for like the big shows he shows up for. When people like Matt Cardona, Nick Gage, Blake Christian would show up for every show. Mance Warner shows for every show, and they don't get the respect they deserve.
What do you mean? We respect them.
We do, but they should be in the top pick, especially Matt Cardona. He's finally slowly seeming to be cleared. He's able to walk. He doesn't seem to have problems. He was a part of Ric Flair's last match, and he had probably the best wedding ceremony in wrestling history just this past week. That was the best part of the entire wrestling week.
Dude, Billy and Chuck,
Chelsea Green renewing their wedding vows.
Billy and Chuck,
1 year after their wedding.
The Billy and Chuck wedding is like my all-time favorite. Like I'll never forget that night. I thought they did it so well. Even the 3 minutes, dude. I thought that was so amazing. But you weren't watching back then, huh? So you kind of don't remember some of these other weddings that we had. Like, what was your first wrestling wedding? Was it Bobby or not Bobby? Was it Crystal Marshall and Theodore Long?
That was the first one I watched live, actually. I do remember that. When Theodore had a heart attack and he died, but he didn't die. So, yes, that was the first one I watched live. But listen, the whole thing is Matt Cardona is the best heel in wrestling. Because, again, they had a wedding. They actually got married a year ago. And just 1 year later, they renewed their vows. That's perfect heel work. It just shows how much of a great heel Mr. Deathmatch King, the greatest current champion, never champion right now, not champion. He doesn't have any titles. The greatest wrestler right now, Matt Cardona.
Yes, unbelievably talented. Doesn't it kind of make you mad, though, when you go back and watch like WWE stuff? He was just kind of a loser.
They made him to be a loser because they didn't know the real star power he has. And now, in this career that he's in right now, in 2022, the run of his life, and it's just amazing. And he's slowly going to get back in the ring, and it's going to be the best.
This is his red and yellow Hogan run. This is his Hulkamania, brother. Because in WWE, that was his Sterling Golden run. That was Hulk Hogan wasn't always Hulk Hogan. He was Sterling Golden. He had like his chest hair was shaved into like a heart, and he was a worthless character that just kind of lost to Andre the Giant all the time. And then Vince McMahon took him, put the red and yellow on him, created Hulkamania, brother. So that's what Matt Cardona's finally doing here. He's finally getting rid of all the WWE Sterling Goldenness, and now he's in his red and yellow phase. He thinks he's in his NWO phase, but that's just because he's not a real wrestling fan.
Maybe not, or at least he was with his red and yellow face, but now since he got injured and he's coming back and he had this amazing heel wedding with Maven being the official for it because he did get ordained as a minister because Maven's the best. He is an amazing heel, and this could be the NWO run he's wanted right now.
Didn't Maven beat up his girlfriend? Maven sucks.
Maven was great for this moment because of him being the official. And Maki Ito got to sing to Matt Cardona because Chelsea Green said, anything I say would only just feel like words, but I decided to have someone sing for you. It was Maki Ito. It was nice and special wedding. The best wedding. Renewal vow ceremony of all time.
Did we do it, Gino? Did we get it all? Did we cover it all?
I feel we did cover all the wrestling, especially since you did not watch any of it. I've watched all the wrestling, and I'm just excited to watch even more of this week.
You filled me in, dude.
With all the
I watched Impact, so I watched that one. I have to fix my credit card on my Hulu account. I couldn't watch Hulu Raw today. I was like, what is happening? And then I tried to do it on my TV, and it was like, you need to update your credit card. I was like, oh, shit. So I got to update that card, Gino. Then maybe I'll watch Hulu Raw before tomorrow night's TWFS, immediately following Dynamite. My favorite day of the week, Wednesday, Dynamite Day. Unbelievably excited. All Out is on the horizon, Gino. So that's when I'll start watching wrestling again, is when it's Dynamite night. Otherwise, I'm not watching any of this shit. I have no interest. I don't want to watch NXT or NXT UK or whatever love child they create at Clash of the Worlds. I'm not going to watch any of that, okay? I'm going to watch Dynamite, and then I'll watch Clash at the Castle. That's my wrestling schedule. But, Gino, I think we covered it all. We did it. We talked football with Geese, and then we talked wrestling with you. By next Tuesday, I will have watched all the wrestling. I will be caught up. I'm gonna.
When we super kicked you right in the face.
Holy shit! That's a new follower. That's the Scampoli's Kids. That's a new follower. That sounds like a attack, though, doesn't it?
It is. I believe that is Sniper Main's other account name that he decided to go by. So nice to see you here, Sniper Main. A great night for you. Great night for all of us. Especially a great night with NXT, with Index come back together one more night. It was special on NXT tonight.
We did it. Amazing time, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow night. Gino will be there too, hopefully with a better internet connection. I know that we've had a lot of rain in Texas. It's probably affected the internet in Georgia. But we did it, Gino. Have a good rest of your night, my friend.